Hi there! In this video, we will discuss the summary of the 53rd chapter of Noli Me Tangere by Dr. Jose Rizal, titled Il Buon si Conosce da Mattina. We will also study the important events, characters, settings, and lessons found in this chapter. Listen and watch carefully, as you will learn a lot from this historical work by Rizal. Let's begin. The next day, news spread about strange lights seen in the cemetery the previous night. According to the members of the Brotherhood of San Francisco, 20 candles were lit there. Hermana Seppa, whose house was far from the cemetery, claimed she heard wailing and sobbing coming from the area. Meanwhile, the priest emphasized in his sermon the plight of souls in purgatory. These events did not escape the sharp eyes of Don Filippo and Pilosopo Tasio, who had been feeling weak for several days. They discussed how the mayor had already accepted Don Filippo's resignation from his position. However, Pilosopo Tasio was uneasy, believing that Don Filippo's resignation was ill-timed, especially during a period of unrest. According to Pilosopo Tasio, in times of conflict, a leader should stay with his people. Their conversation continued, touching on changes in the town, religion, the behavior of the youth, and the state of the Philippines. Pilosopo Tasio shared his thoughts, saying that the young people who had studied in Europe had gained broad knowledge, equipping them to lead and shape their world. He added that the convent could no longer stop the spread of modern civilization. When Don Filippo noticed Pilosopo Tasio's weakness, he asked if he needed medicine. Pilosopo Tasio replied that those who are dying no longer need medicine, but those who are left behind do. He also requested Don Filippo to tell Ibarra to meet with him, as he felt his death was near. Despite being on the brink of death, Pilosopo Tasio still thought about the welfare of the town, which he believed was still lost in darkness. In the end, Don Filippo bid him farewell. Now, let's move on to the important events in this chapter. News spread about the lights and wailing heard in the cemetery, causing fear and concern among the townspeople. Don Filippo and Pilosopo Tasio discussed Don Filippo's resignation, which Pilosopo Tasio found troubling, believing it was not the right decision during a time of unrest. Pilosopo Tasio shared his views on the changes in the town and the role of the youth educated in Europe, who had the ability to bring progress and change to the Philippines. Pilosopo Tasio, feeling weak, told Don Filippo that it was the living, not the dying, who needed medicine. He also asked to meet Ibarra before his death. Despite his condition, Pilosopo Tasio remained concerned about the town, believing it was still lost in darkness. Important characters. Hermana Seppa, one of those who saw the lights in the cemetery. She believed she heard the cries of souls. Hermana Rufa. In her account, she claimed that souls appeared to her in a dream, asking for indulgences. Innocent Child saw a candle and two men wearing hats in the cemetery. Don Filippo visited Pilosopo Tasio and shared news of his resignation from his position. Pilosopo Tasio advised Don Filippo about his decision and requested to speak with Ibarra before his death. Ibarra, mentioned briefly, as Pilosopo Tasio wanted to meet him before he died. Let us now proceed to the setting of this chapter. The story took place in the town of San Diego. Here are some of the lessons, messages, or implications shown in this chapter. Love for one's country does not end, even in the final moments of life. Pilosopo Tasio, even near death, still cared for his town and its future. Education and a change in perspective are crucial for the progress of a nation. Pilosopo Tasio showed how the town had changed due to the influence of Europeans in the Philippines and the Filipino youth who studied in Europe. Broad knowledge in modern civilization brings strength and hope for change and progress. Patience and perseverance are part of a nation's growth. Pilosopo Tasio's endurance in his illness symbolizes the perseverance needed by every citizen to achieve change and progress. In times of war or crisis, a leader must stay with the people to provide inspiration and strength. This highlights the importance of an effective leader who is willing to serve and bring hope to the nation. Unity and cooperation among citizens are key to a nation's progress. The conversation between Don Filippo and Pilosopo Tasio shows their concern for the welfare of their town and their collaboration to achieve change and progress. And that concludes the 53rd chapter of Noli Me Tangere, titled Buon si Conosce da Mattina. What have you learned from this chapter? Share your answers in the comments. We also encourage you to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to stay updated with our future videos. Until next time, thank you for watching.